Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm Kalikaiz. Today we're playing Poison Storm. This is a no-frills version of the deck. We're not playing Thirsting Roots and Manamorphose and crazy nonsense. I'm looking to draw cards and win the game. I'm going to poison my opponent with Infectious Inquiry and then proliferate a ton of times with Contentious Plan, Augury, Progress, and Vivisurgent Insight. So I have exactly 20 counters that I can deal. If I don't find the Infectious Inquiry and I deck myself, so be it. That's just what it's going to take. In the metagame right now, Rally Red has been pretty strong, and we also have things like fairies and elves, so I'm going to put 3 breath weapons in the main deck. Instead of playing things like Snap, I'm going to play 3 Everflowing Chalice, so I have tons of mana on the table and I can cast my big stuff. I have Lotus Petal for the Storm count turns. I have Pentad Prism as my so-called cost reducer, because whenever you proliferate onto it, it basically makes the proliferate spell cost less. Weather the Storm to buy time, and then Deep Analysis to force through counterspells. Obviously, Infectious Inquiry as my only poison in the main deck is a little bit weak to counterspells. So in the sideboard, I have a lot of anti-counters. Dispel, Bring the Ending, all that's coming in. Versus the Spy deck, I have Fairy Macabre. I also have Scattershot as a different way to try and kill some creatures. I wonder if I should be playing something like... I guess I want to really hard target the Spy people, right? So let's actually go Inside Out. So I think this matchup is going to be pretty bad for me. Okay, for Inside Out. This is for Spy, because Inside Out kills that wall dead. We're going to switch the creature's toughness and power, and it will be dead. Okay, maybe that'll work. I'm excited to try some regular old Poison Storm, and I will see you in the matches. The Pauper Underground Jackpot Series is back in Calgary, the Stampede City. 33 events across 3 stores lead to a January finals with thousands in prizes and a custom Western trophy buckle. The community and Discord rocks, so check it out at the links below and be part of the upcoming home of Pauper in Canada. Thanks for watching. Did you know you could get sideboard guides on patreon.com/Kalikaiz? And did I mention you can get early access to videos on the YouTube page in the membership section? And if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. We're here in round 1 versus Gilberto and Tunez, who likes to play Rally Red, so I have a bunch of breath weapons, which is good. I'm going to mulligan. Bang. Okay, we're playing a 16 land deck. We're having trouble finding the lands. We can keep this and get rid of Deep Analysis. I guess the breath weapon. None of this is good right now. I'm more likely to find green. We don't actually know if they're on the mono red deck. But let's just play Peat Bog and pass the turn. Okay, they're on Goldmire Bridge, so that's a lot different than I thought. I can play the Everflowing Chalice, and then Experimental Augury. I'll have 5 mana next turn. I'll take another Infectious Inquiry, and pass the turn. They will most likely refurbish Familiar me. Not this turn, that's good. We're looking for another... Alright, so I have 6 mana. I can play Infectious Inquiry into Infectious Inquiry. I found a Steady Progress. I think I will Lotus Petal and draw another 2 cards, passing the turn. This time, if they refurb me, I discard the Weather Storm. Then I go Pentad, Augury, Progress. They play Thoughtcast. Where's your refurb? Not today. That's really surprising. All right. So I want a ton of mana in play. I want to hit some big draw 3s. I will play out the Pentad, go blue, cast Experimental Augury. I will take the breath weapon. You go to 3. And then I can just, let's see. We'll go Steady Progress. I go to 4 poison. Found an island. I'd rather have the island in play than the Hickory Woodlot. Now if they go refurb and then attempt to pick it up with something like a Glinthawk, I can breath weapon to clear the board entirely, which would be pretty awesome. They play a Thorn in the Black Rose. Okay. I just need to hit some card draw spells, but we did not. I'll play a land. Pass the turn. I'm at 16 life because of my 2 inquiries that I played. I have a lot of card draw in my deck. They get in for 1. Plays a Mist Vault Bridge and draws off the Monarch. We have another inquiry. Alright, I'll use the Chalice to play the inquiry. Okay, another Pentad Prism. I'll play it, and then I'll use the remaining mana plus 2 blue to cast a Lorien Revealed. Then I suppose I could cast a Weather Storm here. Okay, I'm definitely going to cast a Weather Storm this turn. I drew double proliferation, experimental augury, finding a progress. At this point with double prism in play, I just need to continue moving. Play a progress. This will put me down to just 2 counters. Uh-oh, they're going to hit me with a lose focus. Alright, fine. Play the Woodlot, pass a turn. Maybe I'm dead. Did not expect to lose focus. They play Gear Seeker Serpent. Bajuka Bogs me. Core Skyfisher to pick up the Bajuka Bog. I only have 2 cards in my deck that matter for Bajuka Bog. We're at 12. I will attempt to steady progress. You go to 7. So they're playing a wonky version of whatever they're doing. Let's see. We've used a bunch of infectious inquiries already, so I'll cast my draw 3. Yeah, they're dead. You go to 8. Might as well just tap the pentad. Make a bunch of mana. You go to 9 poison. They concede. Love it. Just stuffing it. Stuffing the mid-range deck. I think we can cut the breath weapon, and we're going to bring in some Bring the Endings. And maybe... See, I don't know if I need to Weather the Storm or not. I think I can probably... Oh no, we don't have any more Bring the Endings to bring in, so never mind. 3 Bring the Endings. Well, what is going on in this hand? I suppose I can keep... A little sketchy. My opponent plays the Goldmire Bridge. I'll play the Woodlot. I think I'd play the Petal out and pass the turn. We need to use the Petal for blue for the experimental augury. They have a duress to be bad. They choose to play a refurb. So this is a game where we're going to get refurbed into the ground. I'll get rid of a Weather the Storm. I will play experimental augury. Find a blue land. I'll play out the blue land and pass the turn. I guess I should have kept the breath weapons in. I did know that they had refurbs. Let's see if they have Glinthawks. Casting a duress. They take the 1 proliferation spell that I can actually cast. Plays a Razortide Bridge. We find a Lorien Revealed. So I'll play the Hickory Woodlot. Pass the turn. Hopefully they tap out of their blue source. And then I can cycle and cast a Vivisearch and Insight. They have lots of blue sources. Okay, they did tap out of it though. So my turn. I will cycle. They have 7 power on the table. Grab the island. I get to draw 3 cards. And I will pass the turn. Opponent gets in for an additional 7. Plays a Thoughtcast. Or Skyfisher. They will pick up and replay the Refurbished. They refurb. Discard. We'll go... Pass the Chalice. Play Experimental Augury. We'll take the Scary, I think. And then we'll go... That didn't work out. So I have to just 1, 2, 3. This doesn't work. They have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Should have taken the Steady Progress then. Let's play the Peat Bog, play the Weather Storm. 1 Weather Storm left in the deck. I think I'm dying. They get in for 9. We're at 9 again. Plays a Glinthawk. They get to pick up and replay their creature. Okay, let's go to the next game. So how do I want to change what I'm doing? Oh, we have more Weather Storms in the deck. I don't think the Breath Weapon is that good. Because they have barely any... I guess they did have Glinthawks. Maybe I just get rid of the Bring the Ending, bring the Breath Weapons in. I already cut him. Oh no, oh well. Okay, we have a great hand, right? Hopefully. I'll play the Peat Bog. Could also play the Scary, and then... Then I could counterspell the Refurb with the Bring the Ending. Then I'll be out mana though. I don't have any proliferation in hand. I think I play... I guess I'll play the Scary. My best bet would be to draw 2 mana proliferation, and then I just go Peat Bog, Prism Chalice. Alright, I'll play the Peat Bog. Pass the turn. They're doing nothing. I will play the Woodlot then. They have 3 lands in play. I'm going to attempt a Pentad Prism. I have 1 counterspell I can cast. They didn't do anything about it. I'll play Everflowing Chalice. Okay. Play a Goldmire Bridge. I can try a Steady Progress right now. Then I have to Bring the Ending if they have a counterspell. Go to my turn. I will try Steady Progress. They are going to use the Loose Focus. That stinks. I guess I should have waited. Well, I'm paying. I'll pass. Plays a 5th land. Dust to dust. Ugh. Wow. Counterspell. We got wrecked. Got completely wrecked. Oh man. I've never been more wrecked. We'll see in round 2. Round 2. Let's see what happens. I will keep. We'll make a couple of land drops. Your turn. Our opponent's on Jagged Barrens, so they are a Madness Burn deck. Play Peat Bog. I'll pass the turn. We can cycle for an island, cast the Augury, go Petal Petal Weather. They cast a Highway Robbery, likely discarding a Sneaky Snacker. Snacker will return. I'm at 19 life. That one does not deal me damage. I will Island Cycle. Grab the island, play the island. We're looking for a Pentad Prism here. Your Experimental Augury. Take the Prism. We'll put counters on our lands. Play Lotus Petal. Play another Lotus Petal. We will cast the Pentad Prism. Make a blue. Maybe I should just play Weather Storm here. No, I'm going to Contentious Plan first. Get some more counters on the Prism. And then we'll use the counter. Luckily, we did draw a blue land. Cast Weather Storm. I'll gain 18 life on turn 3. So it still storms off pretty hard with Lotus Petals. And I like how Lotus Petal can just randomly mana fix you. Opponent plays a Faithless Looting. They discard a Bojuka Bog, discard a Kitchen Imp. So they're not going to be bogging me, which means the Deep Analysis is in the clear this turn. Steady Progress is pretty good. So we'll just go Steady Progress, put some more counters on our stuff. Then I have more blue sources as well. And pass. Next turn, double Deep Analysis for 4 cards. We have to find our poison though. Opponent hits me with a Vampire's Kiss. I'll go to 31. Another Vampire's Kiss, I go to 29. I have, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can draw 3 cards for 5 or 4 cards for 6. We'll draw 4 cards. Draw 2. We will draw 2 again. Found another Prism and a Chalice. I'll play the land and pass. I'm at 22 life, so it's a little sketchy right now. We need to find a proliferation. We need to find the poison. A Faithless Looting. I guess if they have a huge storm turn, then I can just cast Weather on their end step. Another Kitchen Imp. Storm is 2. Place a Jagged Barrens, we go to 21. The attack will put me to 15. Do I want to gain 9? I think I'll take a turn. Find a Vivisearch Insight. That is very good. So I'm going to tap all my lands. Get a Chalice onto the table. Using the green. Get a Pentad on the table. And then go ahead and cast Vivisearch Insight. You can play a land. If I have enough mana to do everything I want, I can Pentad again. 2, 3, 2, 3. Cast Breath Weapon. And then now gain another 18 life. So we've taken 2 of their Kitchen Imps off the table. I have more Breath Weapons coming up. Our opponent did not bring their Snacker back on their turn, on my turn. They just passed the turn. I think they're feeling like they're over it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll cast Alluring Revealed. Draw 3 cards. Cast a Pentad Prism. Cast an Experimental Augury. Gotta find the poison. I'll take the progress. We have a bajillion mana. Like, all of our stuff is making mana. I need to find the poison or I will die to decking. No! Okay. Pass the turn. I have 29 cards left in deck. Not good. Okay, 5, 5. They play a Fiery Temper. I will cast another Weather the Storm. Proving a point. Your turn. And then what do? They just discard a land. Now they can discard another land and get their Snacker back. I'm at 48. They discard Alms of the Vein. Snacker returns. They have a Kitchen Imp. Okay. Looks like they're gonna Madness another Sneaky Snacker. That was a Fiery Temper. We'll go to 42. You play a Rakdos Carnarium to pick a Jagged Barrens back up. They attempt to attack for 4. I've got another Breath Weapon. So no creatures on the board again. Just have to find the way to poison them. Play a Scary, pass the turn. They Vampire's Kiss me to 40. They can return the Sneaky Snacker now by discarding 2 cards. Discards 1 Sneaky Snacker. So this turn they're going to get 2 snacks back on the table. Okay, snacks are back. Remember when I said it would be totally fine if I just didn't draw my poison spell? Yeah, maybe not. They play another Epic here. I could have replaced one of the chalices with a Prologue to Phyresis. Alright, I will attempt to draw a card. We've used 1. We've used 6 poison. I'll draw another card. That's 7. Draw another card. That's 8. A deep analysis. There we go. Poison you. Okay. Let's steady progress. Now that I have so many permanents that I'm leveling up, it's pretty tough. Let's cast an experimental augury. Take the infectious inquiry. Go to 3 poison. I have a bajillion mana. No sense leveling things up at this point. Cast the inquiry. Draw 2 cards. Okay, I'll play the chalice. Using some of the giant amount of mana for my pentads. Cast a Vivid Surgeon's Insight. We're at 16 cards left. They go to... Oops. Need to add a blue. They go to 5. Cast a Contentious Plan. This is why it's called Poison Storm. 6 poison. I have 13 cards left in my library. Play a Contentious Plan. They go to 7 poison. Play a Vivid Surgeon's Insight. I'll have 8 cards left in the library. Draw 3. They go to 8. Okay, I think we got it. Then we'll cast a Vivid Surgeon's or Infectious Inquiry. Blam. They go to 9 poison. Cast the augury. All in one turn. Take a chalice. They concede. They did not want to die. They wanted to go out on their own terms. So this deck, we can't really sideboard very much. They're going to be bringing in Duress and Pyroblast effects. So we bring the endings, cutting on a breath weapon and a chalice, and then maybe a single deep analysis, sort of just trimming across. All right, game 2. This is not very good, but we do have a turn to Infectious Inquiry, so I'm gonna keep. I have to find some lands. My opponent mulligans to 6. Play a Scary, and play the Lotus Petal and pass. I think they're less likely to kill the Lotus Petal than they are to Duress the Lotus Petal. They go for a turn 2 looting with no land, so they're trying to find their second land. They discarded Double Snacker. That's scary. As an Epicure. I think I will cycle the Lorien Revealed for an island, and then jam the Infectious Inquiry. And we're hoping to draw into another depletion land. We did not find one. The Vampire's Kiss, I go to 15. I'll put me to 14 here. We drew a Scary. Pass the turn. I guess the best draw now would be a Lotus Petal, so I could Petal, Pentad, Steady Progress, and now they're going to Duress away my Pentad. I'm pretty toasted here. They took the Weather Storm. They blast me with a Fiery Temper. I go to 11 and now 10. I'll cast a Steady Progress. They go to 2 poison. Found a Pentad Prism. I'll cast the Pentad Prism. So this, I mean, if I find a 2-mana proliferation, I could maybe make something happen here. My opponent plays an Epicure. They could double discard to get the Snackers back. I have the Breath Weapon. They Jagged Barrens. I go to 8. Gets in for 1. Find a Hickory Woodlot. I'll play the Hickory Woodlot and see what they do. I'll be at 5. They discard an Alms of the Vein. I think I have to just cast the Weather the Storm, burning the Prism. I guess I go to burn the Prism. No, that wouldn't have worked. We're at 10 life. They get in for 2. I go back to 8. Sort of surprised that they're not hitting me with the Snackers and going for that. They paid 3 mana. Flashes back Faithless Looting. Then they're going to Alms of the Vein us down to 5. Snackers on the table. They are tapped out, I think. Find a Steady Progress. So let's Pentad Prism. Cast the Steady Progress. And then goes to 3 poison. Play a Scary. And I'll pass. And then I guess I'm hoping they can't deal me 5 damage, because I'm just going to try to Breath Weapon their board. They go to attacks. I make red and Breath Weapon. I didn't see any Pyros yet. Playing Epicure, I go to 4. They have 2 cards. They discard a Kitchen Imp, so that's on the table now. They can cast 1 more card. We have to rip another Breath Weapon or Weather the Storm. think they're thinking about discarding so they can get the snackers back on the table, but then if they're thinking about it, that means they probably have a pyro in hand. And if they do have a pyro in hand, I think I'm toast. They pass it back. We're gonna try to Vivisurgeon's Insight. Okay, they didn't kill me. I'm still alive. I have 3, 4, 5 mana still. I will cast another Vivisurgeon's Insight. Go to 5. Land. Play Lotus Petal. We have a couple of auguries to try to find a Weather Storm. I'll cast Experimental Augury. Pentad Prism would also be solid, because then I could go augury into augury off the 2 prisms. Then they would go to 8. That'd be nice. I think I take the Lotus Petal. 6. We'll play another Experimental Augury. I guess I take the Vivisurgeon's Insight for later. Cast another Experimental Augury. I've seen 10 cards. Now we have a Contentious Plan, so I can take that. Go to 8. I could win if I find either a Weather the Storm off this Contentious Plan or another 2-drop. Cast the Contentious Plan. Or I guess a Lotus Petal. We found the Weather the Storm! Crazy! Huh. Woo! We lived! Alright, GG. We'll see you in round 3. Okay. This is round 3. We're on the draw. And I'm keeping this because I believe in the heart of the cards. I believe that we will draw an off-color source. Our opponent's on terror. Okay. Don't fail me. Alright, so the problem now is that we are missing colors. Also, my Magic the Gathering has been running for way too long. Silver Secrets does not flip. They play a Ponder. If they don't have an open island, I can pedal into Pentad, into Augury, and then play the Woodlot. They play a land. Another Delver. I can kill them with the Breath Weapons, which is nice. Okay, Scary's good. We'll play Petal. And then we will play the Pentad. And then cast the Augury. Let's see what we find. Another Augury, I'll take it. Gotta find our Infection before they have too many counterspells available. The Delvers will flip on a Demon Furior. That's not amazing. A Mental Note. They mill the Demon Furior. They'll get in for 3. Plays an island. Play out the Peat Bog. We're going to go to our end step. Alright. One is going to get in for another 6. Okay. I'm at 7. Not quite dead yet. I'll play a land. Send it over. They cycle a Lorien Revealed. Play the island. Let's go for Steady Progress. Allows it. Let's try the Breath Weapon. Probably Counterspell. They allow it. Wow. Should have done that on the beginning of combat. That was a mistake. Then I think I'm just going to pop off a Weather the Storm, gain 9. They're probably going to slam some snakes. I have to untap and get a Vivisurgeon's Insight to resolve. Plays a Tolarian Terror for 3 mana. Let's cast the Vivisurgeon's Insight. Draw 3. Looking for the Infectious Inquiry. We found one. So we'll cast the Infectious Inquiry. I'll go to 14 life. We drew a Weather the Storm. I think I would rather have... I guess... I don't know if I'd rather have blue or green in play. I guess I'll just play out the Bog. I meant black or green. And it will attack in for 5. They Brainstorm. They're looking for some more snakes. Now, if their threats are few and far between, then the Weather Storms are good enough to stop what they're doing. They play Serpent and another Serpent. Well, let's see what we can do. I'll start by casting Lorien Revealed. Draw 3 cards. Yes, we found the Pentad Prism. That's exactly what I was hoping to do. Cast a Contentious Plan. Put you to 2 poison. Find a Chalice. I'll play the Chalice. Love having more mana in play. That's always nice. Cast an Experimental Augury. Well, we can take the Lorien Revealed or the Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal gives us more Storm for this turn, and then we have to just rely on the Deep Analysis. They only have 2 cards in hand, so I think I take the Lotus Petal. Or I can just go 18 plus 21, which is a decent amount. They have 17 power, so that doesn't... If I play the Petal first, how much more mana will I have? Alright, I'm just going to take the Lorien Revealed. They go to 3 poison. Play the Hickory Woodlot. We'll make green, green, and go weather into weather. Opponent's going to slam a deep analysis. We're sort of running out of blue sources. I'm at 48 life, but they have 17 power. 3 times 17 is 51. We go to 31. They play in land. They deep analysis again, so they are not respecting. But that's great. I can take it. I'll tap all my lands. Slam a Lorien Revealed. Draw 3 cards. They go to 4 poison. And then I'll play another Vivisurgeon's Insight. Sorry, I said Lorien Revealed before, but that was a Vivisurgeon's Insight. Draw another 3 cards. They go to 5 poison. We'll play a land. We'll slam a Chalice. We'll go Contentious Plan. They go to 6 poison. Chalices grow a bit. I'm going to tap one of the Chalices. And we'll try the Lorien Revealed. Draw 3. Finding an Infectious Inquiry. I'll cast it. They go to 7 poison. We find a Vivisurgeon's Insight. 1, 2, 3, blue, blue. Vivisurgeon's Insight, put you to 8 poison. And I drew an Experimental Augury. So this one could finish the game. They just conceded. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. We would not have gotten there. So opponent did just not want to play. Okay, I restarted Magic Online. Hopefully things are snappy now. We definitely do not need the breath weapons. We're going to be bringing in Dispel. And I could try to bring in a 4th Dispel over maybe a Chalice. I think we'll just have to rely on these as is. If they have a fast Delver start and we can't, if we're holding Dispel instead of breath weapon, we die. That'll be interesting. Okay, we'll keep this. We have an upcoming Infectious Inquiry plus Protection. I'll play out the Peat Bog. They're likely to bring in things like a Null. They thought scour themselves, milling a Delver. That's good for me. They play an Island. I'll play another tap land and pass the turn. A Mental Note again, milling a Serpent. They cycle a Lorien Revealed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plays an Island. Cryptic Serpent hits the table. So I drew a Prism. That means I'm going to Prism into a Prism. They could have the Annul. I have the Dispel. Not today. Bonk. This is just too good for me. I think I need them on the table. And then I can Experimental Augury. Looking for more proliferation. We'll take the Contentious Plan. They have 4 cards in hand. I'll play the plan again. Or I'll play the plan. And then that gives me 6 Storm. So this is turn 3 again. And we will cast Weather the Storm. Pass the turn. I go to 41. So let's see. 5, 6, 7 turns to die. They thought scour themselves. Milling a Tolarian Terror. Plays a land. They just have the 1 threat. They probably have Counterspell. I'll try another Pentad Prism. I think I should pass, and then I'll have double Infectious Inquiry on the following turn. When it gets in for 6, they play Tolarian Terror. Play a land. 3 cards in hand. Alright, hopefully this resolves. Play Infectious Inquiry. Counterspell. I'll play another Infectious Inquiry. That one didn't get countered. Play Peat Bog, pass the turn. Now I need some proliferation. They're getting in for 11. Plays a Delver, so they have 14 damage on the table. Play land, play a Petal. I will attempt a Deep Analysis. No, I think yeah, let's attempt a Deep Analysis. Find Infectious Inquiry. So if it flips, I'm dead. Alright, Deep Analysis. Find Experimental Augury. I'll cast the Steady Progress. Cast the Experimental Augury. Take another Augury. Now I'm looking for Weather the Storm. I had to burn a land for this. Play Augury. 1, 2. I can cast the Vivisurgeon's Insight here. Go to 3 poison. Blue. Blue. 1, 2, 3. Draw 3. Okay, we're doing it. I go to 4. We'll cast a Contentious Plan. Put you to 5. That was +1 mana. Cast a Progress. Mana neutral, just cycling it. Kind of like playing a Metamorphose, but it just sort of kills our opponent. Play another Steady Progress. We're running out of time. They go to 7 poison. They have 11, 12 power on the table. So if it doesn't flip, I could live. I can 1, 2, 3. Cast the Infectious Inquiry and try to kill them. I think I'm going to try the Infectious Inquiry. We didn't get there. No! That was so close. Alright, they got me. Well, I have 1 Lotus Petal. The last thing I could possibly do is find Lotus Petal Weather Storm. Oh, alright, we're dead. Man, that was really close. Where's my weathers? It was one card down. I should have just risked it. Risked the no flip. Okay. We'll try again. Maybe I cut a chalice for a dispel. Alright, I'm on the play. I'll keep it. Scary go. Play island and they pass the turn. That's the worst case scenario for me, I suppose. Find an inquiry. Let's just get an island onto the table. And then hopefully we draw a bounce land. Alright. Depletion. Maybe I'll just try the contentious plan. They have to respond. They might not have the spell pierce. They didn't. That was a big game for me. They brainstorm. Now they play a Delver. So I guess the Delver is likely to flip. Let's try Alice. So if they have a null, I'm hosed. Great. I think my keep was bad and I should feel bad. Unfortunate. They flip the Delver. They cycle a Lorien. It's in for 3. Haven't found any lands anywhere. We'll go to the next game. This is very, very early to scoop, but I didn't think I was going to get there, and I just wanted to move on. We're in match 4 versus Mr. Fuinha. Don't know what that means. We have no power in our opener. I think we can probably do better. Your best openers are... this is decent. Let's keep and get rid of a contentious plan. Your best openers have an artifact, a depletion land, and a proliferation. Play the scary pass the turn. My opponent seems to be on some sort of control deck, or maybe Dimir Angler, Dimir Terror. They play a Fairy Seer. Breath Weapon is good versus that. I'll play the Peat Bog. I think I Experimental Augury. I'll take the Infectious Inquiry. Pass the turn. If they ninja this turn, I can pedal out an Infectious Inquiry using the Peat Bog. That would mean that I don't burn the scary. Alright, they're just passing. I'll pass. Play a land and pass. Maybe they have Counterspell right now. Get in for 1. We're at 18. Plays a Miscreant. This is the Dimir Fae. I'll try an Everflowing Chalice. Oh yeah. Okay, so they're going to Counterspell. We'll go Petal. Now I can Infectious Inquiry this turn. I think it's worth it. And then we'll play a Peat Bog. They have 4 mana, so now would be the time for them to slam the Monarch. Plays an Augur of Bolus. They may have another Counterspell or Spellstutter Sprite. The Augur of Bolus whiffed. Have a Steady Progress. I can try the Steady Progress, they counter, and then I go Petal into Insight. So Steady Progress. They did not counter. Alright, you go to 2 poison then. And I will pass the turn. They get in for 3. Now they could ninja the Augur and then replay the Augur for the value. They draw a card off the Moon Circuit Hacker that they ninja'd in. They're just still holding up Counterspell. I will cast a Vivisurgeon's Insights. I mean, an Infectious Inquiry. Jeez. My brain. They Spellstutter Sprite. And then I go Lotus Petal. Draw 3 off of Vivisurgeon's Insight this time. 2 to you. I mean, they go to 3 Infect. And then I will play the Weather the Storm. Drawing the Breath Weapon is solid. Pentad Prism is solid. I don't know if we're going to be able to get them onto the table. They play the Augur of Bolus yet again. Tax in for 5. Go to 20. They get to now loot. Draw a card, then discard a card. They discard the Snuff Out. That was nice for them. I'm going to attempt an Experimental Augury. They dispel. Then I'll go Pentad Prism. How much mana do I have? 2, 3, 4. Now is the time to pop off a Vivisurgeon's Insight. They go to 4 poison. I'll play the Saprosan Scary. I think I'm still just gonna... I'm a little bit worried about them having a... what's his face? Spell Pierce? So I'm not gonna play into that. We'll just pass the turn. Maybe I can get them to Spell Stutter something and then I can Breath Weapon and really torch them. I haven't shown them the Breath Weapon either, so hiding that would mean that they don't play around it in the post-board games. They're going to ninja. They clearly don't have another land, because otherwise they would have ninja'd the Hacker and then ninja'd the Spellstutter, which would have drawn them 2 cards. They discard a Cast Down. They cycle a Lorien Revealed for an island. Plays the island. There's going to be a massive blowout. I'll try the Infectious Inquiry. Switch to 5 poison. Spell setter sprite. Interesting, interesting. I have a response. Breath weapon. Bam. Okay. No response. We'll draw 2. And then cast an experimental augury. We'll take the deep analysis. You go to 6. Then we just go ahead and cast some more stuff. Steady progress. You go to 7. Boom. All the clicks. Another augury. Okay. Augury. Can we finish the game? I will take the pentad. You go to 8. I don't think we need the breath weapon anymore. Cast the pentad prism. And we'll play a land. Weather the storm. Boom. I'll gain 24. Their Augur Bolus is not going to finish the game here. I'm going to place another Fairy Seer. And then Cycles of Suffocating Fumes. Plays a Ponder. They choose to shuffle. They play an Augur Bolus. Let's see. They are at 8 poison. I'm pretty sure we can win here. We are going to draw 8 cards. To get in for 1. I will begin by tapping all of my lands. And then use some of those mana. We'll just float some green and stuff. Let's draw another 2 cards. We have a Pentad Prism. We find, okay, a Weather the Storm, so I'll play the Pentad Prism. Play a land. Contentious Plan. Put you to 9. I have 4 mana, basically, that I can use. That's Deep Analysis. We couldn't get there. Brutal. So I guess, just pass the turn. Could weather. I don't think I want to do any of that stuff. Let's just discard the Woodlot. We know they have Counterspell in hand. I was yielding through this turn. Counterspell in hand. I'm going to yield until blocks. Plays a Bajuka Bog. Okay, so we know that they have Counterspell. We can just do whatever. Play the Scary. I will play a big Chalice. I'll have a real big mana rock on the table. Your turn. They cast a Ponder. Decline to shuffle. They're getting in. No ninja. Play another land. We don't know how many counterspell they've used. 1. So the other one is the second. They're casting a Lorien Revealed. So if I can draw another proliferation, they're dead. They get in for 4. Any ninjas? No. My turn. I will attempt to cast a Steady Progress. If they dispel this, then they're holding the counterspell. Nope, they use a counterspell. So we will now play a Vivid Surgeon's Insight. Sweet. We really don't need a lot of change. I think we can probably... We need to bring the endings because it helps versus the Spellstutter Sprite deck. The Weather the Storms we can trim down, maybe trim down a Chalice and submit. Maybe we could trim also a Breath Weapon, but I think going heavy on wiping the board is good. Alright. I will keep. We can turn to play the Chalice or play the Infectious Inquiry, depending on if the Lotus Petal hits the table. I'll just put the Lotus Petal on the table, play out the Woodlot, pass the turn. Opponent's going to leave up a Spellstutter Sprite, it looks like. If they don't, I will play the Infectious Inquiry ASAP. Plays a Miscreant. So is there going to be a Spell Pierce in my future? I don't think I should not play around it, or play around it. I had Dispels previously. Okay, no Spell Pierce. We'll play the Peat Bog. Pass the turn. We have no blue sources. They are going to Ninja. Mukatai Ambusher. Trying to deal me damage to win the game. Have the Breath Weapon. Going to cast the Chalice. I'm burning my land. Cast the Pentad. Lay out the Peat Bog. If I can find a blue source, I can cast the Insight. If I can't, I can Breath Weapon them. They'll hit me down to 12. I guess they saw that I was going to cut my Weather the Storms. Steel Sabotage my Chalice. Play a Lotus Petal. They probably have a counterspell here. Play the Chalice. Burning another land. I don't like this at all. Okay. They did not want to do anything about that. Holding up counterspell still. Best draw for me is likely just a Contentious Plan. They cycle a Lorien Revealed. Finding an island. Plays the island. Miscreant. Okay. Gets in for 3. We go to 9. And I find a plan. He did find a plan. I'll play the Contentious Plan. Worst case scenario is they have a counterspell. Best case scenario is they have a Spellstutter Sprite. They use counterspell. Alright, GG. Alright, I guess that was not a good keep. We will try it again. I am on the play. Seems like a keep. We have scary. I think I go scary pedal. Not worried about the storm count. I just want to get that on the table. They play an island. I'll play an island as well. They cycle a Lorien revealed. I will experimental augury. Looking for a depletion land. We find Hickory Woodlot or the Infectious Inquiry. I think I take the Woodlot here and then level up my land, pass the turn. Mostly because I want to just like force through a bunch of cards before I worry about trying to get the poison going. Maybe I should have done it after they revealed what land they were going to get. Okay, they're holding up Counterspell. They play Miscreant. We find the Infectious Inquiry. So let's play Infectious Inquiry. Resolves. Play the Woodlot. I'll pass the turn. I likely need to cycle the Lorien Revealed for an island so that I can cast the Contentious Plan and the Experimental Augury on this coming turn. They get in for 1. They use a Moon Circuit Hacker. I'll go to 16. I know they have the Contaminated Aquifer. Plays an island. Plays a Relic. That doesn't do anything. That's nice. Appreciate. Guess it stops the Deep Analysis. Sort of. We'll get an island. They have Steel Sabotage in their deck, right? So I'll try the Contentious Plan. Okay. They go to 2 poison. I will attempt an Everflowing Chalice. They probably have the Steel Sabotage. They did not. So I will attempt an Experimental Augury. They have a Dispel. I can hardcast the Lorien Reveal or the Vivisurgent Insight on the following turn. They're gonna relic away my one of my cards. It's a little bit of a risky situation here now. Cycles the Lorien. We know they have Contaminated Aquifer in hand. They're just trying to get more regular islands in play. I'm looking to draw a counterspell. Play the island. Looks like I'm gonna have to. They ninja their ninja. I probably will be able to resolve the Vivisurgent's Insight. Pentad Prism. Don't think I'm in a spot where I can cast that. I'll cast the Vivisurgent's Insight. Okay. Should I play the Pentad right now? Once again, Steel Sabotage would be a problem. I'm gonna play it. It's great if it sticks. Okay. I guess we're good. They relic me. I don't understand why they're relicking. We have to find a way to force through Vivisurgent's Insight. The ninja is a problem. They cast an Augur of Bolus, so now I could counterspell their thing. They have a Steel Sabotage. So they're going to sabotage my Pentad. Could also sabotage the Chalice. I feel like they probably want to do it on their turn. They did not. I'm going to try Steady Progress. Resolves. Okay, that's good. Found a Breath Weapon. I'm going to try to cast a Breath Weapon here. They use a Blue Blast. Okay. I'll go ahead and slam a Vivisurgent's Insight then. If they sabotage the Prism, then I can use the mana from the Prism. Recast the Prism. Okay. They sabotage the Prism. We'll draw 3. They go to 5 poison. Play the Woodlot. I'll play another Pentad. And I'll pass the turn. There was a lot of Storm there for their Weather the Storm here, but I don't think we needed to cast it. They only have 3 power on the table. Relic. Get rid of the Vivisurgent. When it's attacking in for 3. They ninja their Augur. We'll take 4. We don't really have any black sources. My main concern at the moment. Replays the Augur Bolus. If I use the Pentad Prism, I'll have multiple black sources. They find a Lorien Revealed. Looks like they could cycle for an island and play that right now, or they could hold it for card draw. We've still drawn 0 of our counterspells. Okay, they play an island, so they're holding it for card draw. Uses to ponder. Alright, my turn. Pass it back. Start with Chalice. They use a Spell Stutter. Okay, so now I can sort of freely do whatever I want. We'll go for an Infectious Inquiry. Draw some cards. 6 poison for the opponent. Can Steady Progress. They go to 7 poison. Would be great to find a Breath Weapon now. We found the Breath Weapon. Sick. I'll go for Infectious Inquiry. They go to 8 poison. Another Infectious Inquiry, huh? Well, by Inquiry, then okay, let's play the Infectious Inquiry. We'll go to 2 life. Play this Scary. Lay out a Pentad Prism. Storm is 8. Boom. There's a Weather the Storm. Alright. And we have lots of mana. Next turn, I guess I could Breath Weapon. I could bring the ending. Probably just going to slam some Deep Analyses and see where we can get from that. 28 cards left in deck. Plenty of things to draw into. They use the Relic. They've got a Seething Landscape. Still has the Lorien Revealed in hand. They don't really need to draw more cards. They have plenty of cards. I feel like maybe they could have just like attacked first before playing the Seething Landscape, because they could draw into an untapped land and then discard that to the Moon Circuit Hacker. But here they have the Scry from the Fairy Seer. They go bottom, so they weren't very confident in the Scry, I guess. Maybe the Ponder didn't set them up correctly. We'll take 6 damage. They'll draw a card and then loot as well. What's the loot under the draw? That's important. Draws. Loots. They discard a Swamp. I feel like, yeah. The Seething Landscape is cool, but they have no way to cycle it. Plays a Fairy Seer. Now we could really get them, because they might use the Spellstutter Sprite to counter a Deep Analysis, and then we can bring the ending, the Spellstutter Sprite, and then something else happens, then we just Breath Weapon the whole board. We have a land. I'll play the land. Start with a Deep Analysis. We are allowed to have it. I'll Deep Analysis again. Play a Lotus Petal. That gives me the red mana without having to burn my Pentads. We will attempt a Contentious Plan. One has a counterspell. So do I. Counter return. Does it resolve? Well, GG. It's important also to level up all your stuff. We'll see you in round 4. Oh no, that was round 4. Where are we at? We're 2-2 on round 5. Round 5. I mean, our hand cantrips, so I can keep, I suppose. Land into Peat Bog, cantrip. Turn 3, we island. One is playing Jund. This could be a free matchup, could be not a free matchup. We'll find out. I'll play the Scary. Certainly looking to cast a turn 3 Lorien Revealed if possible. They might Wildfire my land. They fetch out a forest here. So, do they have an untapped red source? Maybe they play, okay, they go black. Uh-oh, what is going on? If it's Basking Brute Scale, I'll be sad. Would have good interaction. Boost board, we have Bring the Ending. They play a Leyline Weaver. So it's Jund, but it's a weird Jund. Peat Bog. Draw a card. You find Experimental Augury. So I wonder if I should just Augury, try to find my poison spell, play a Lembas, and they're going to attack for 2. What do I draw? Island. Let's just go Experimental Augury, trying to find a Pentad, find a Chalice, or Lorien Revealed. I think I will actually take the Chalice here, because that mana in play is going to add up a lot. Pass. You can go Contentious Plan, have 3, 5 mana, so plan into Lorien Revealed, draw 4 cards. A Fanatical Offering their Lembas away. Lembas will get shuffled back into the deck. They play an Ichor Wellspring. Maybe they're not playing Wildfire. They're just playing Leyline Weaver instead. Play the Woodlot. Contentious Plan. Rose the Chalice. And we'll draw 3. I have too much mana. So I could still just Contentious Plan again. And now I have 5 mana exactly left over for a draw 3. We back up to, I guess we'll go to 8 cards in hand. I'll have to discard a land card. And now I'm trying to use the Experimental Auguries to find my poison spell. Our opponent plays a Swamp. They make a red, probably Writhing Chrysalis here. They do play Writhing Chrysalis. No, it's a Thorn of the Black Rose. And that is a 4 mana value, so it untaps the Leyline Weaver. Now they can play a 2 mana value spell. Instead, they're attacking. We'll go to 16. Seems like maybe it's a Gardens deck. I'm so confused. I will attempt to find my poison spell. Experimental Augury. There it is. Infectious Inquiry. Nice. And then I'll just cast the Inquiry. Using all the black mana, find a Prism. So we'll play the Prism. Play land. Play Experimental Augury. Take a Lotus Petal. Go to 3 poison. Where are we at here? I have 5 mana, 6, 7 mana. I can cast the Vivisurgeon's Insight. We're just going to do that. I like drawing cards. I'll draw 3 cards off Vivisurgeon's Insight. I fumbled that one. They twisted Landscape in response. Sure. You go to 3 poison. And then I can cast a Steady Progress. Put you to 4. Play a Lotus Petal. Hop off a Weather the Storm, gaining 24 life. we will go to 38. I don't think their clock is fast enough. The best part about this deck is you just draw cards and you just win the game. They just didn't do anything. Nothing happened over there. Clearly the breath weapons can come out and we'll bring in the bring the endings. I think that's all I've got. Very nice. Okay, game 2. We're assuming our opponent is Jund Gardens. We can turn to Chalice into Contentious Plan for a lot of mana. Or we can just try to blast off the Infectious Inquiry. Put in mulligans to 5. They're like, okay, this is a Gardens deck. They're most likely to have a Duress, I suppose. Or they could have, like, Troublemaker Oofs for my Chalices. They play a Swamp. What do you got? Fanatical Offering, the Colony Garden plant token. The highest upside for me is going Chalice into Chalice. Land, play a Chalice. Pass a turn. So now I have Contentious Plan into Petal Infectious Inquiry. I have so much mana in play. That's why I like playing the Chalices. They're going to Troublemaker Oof sacrificing. Kills the Chalice. Bummer for me. I did expect that. I kind of forgot that they had the map after they killed the plant. So I did not expect that they had it there. But I did talk about them having it. Play the Lotus Petal. I guess I have to cycle the Lorien Revealed for an island. Just in case I whiff on a land. I want to make sure I make my land drops. And we will go black and Infectious Inquiry. This is supposed to be the freest of free matchups for us. We'll see if it is. Plays a Mountain. They probably have a Writhing Chrysalis here. They do. They get in for 2. So we're under the gun. On a Deep Analysis. I'll cast a Steady Progress. Put you to 2. The red also represents possibility of Pyroblast. Dang. Okay. We have to cycle for an island again. And then cast a Steady Progress. You go to 3. We have Weather the Storm now. We have 1 Lotus Petal in the graveyard. A little risky at the moment. A little risky. They're going to attack in for 6. They have something huge. Roll of Khazad-dûm. So next turn we die unless I Weather the Storm or kill them somehow. And they have the Mountain representing Pyroblast. Yuck. My mana just didn't come together. Guess I tried Deep Analysis. They consider Pyroblasting and they don't? Or they do? What are you going to do, my friend? We have a Weather the Storm. Cast the Deep Analysis again. Okay, that was really lucky. We'll play the Peat Bog. Cast the Lotus Petal. Play a Pentad Prism. And use it for a Weather the Storm. Do I want to cycle the Lorien? So by cycling the Lorien, I have another untapped blue. I don't know if I need it. We're just going to pass. They can attack for 12, putting me to 10. I'll have to gain more life in order to live. I'm going to deal myself 4 damage with the Infectious Inquiries. I'm afraid of a Pyroblast. They get in for 12. I'll go to 10. Plays the Leyline Weaver. Maybe they don't have it. Another Peat Bog. Cast the Infectious Inquiry. Alright, that was not too bad. But I'm sad that I tapped this Chalice. I will cast the Experimental Augury. I probably should have cast the Progress there, actually. Because I really would rather have the Experimental Augury resolve. Let's cast a Steady Progress. Go to 5. Okay, no response. We'll try the Infectious Inquiry. And we die to the Beatdown. Okay. So I think it was correct to have the Bring the Endings, right? Maybe I can still just cut a Chalice and bring in a Dispel. It's not the freest of the frees when they actually do have ways to interact with you. We're on the play. Have to mulligan. No, not like this. Deck. Okay, we just need lands. This doesn't do anything. There's no lands. I suppose I'm keeping this one. We're hoping to draw Depletion off the top. We have to put back the Double Weather. My opponent has mulligan to 6. Let's see if they mulligan to 5. They've kept 6. We'll put back Weather. Land. Pass the turn. They play a Colony Garden. Worst case scenario, we whiffed on lands. I think I pass. I'll just cycle. It reduces the amount of non-depletions I can draw. Pass the turn. They play a Swamp. Find a Contentious Plan, but I can't use it. They're gonna Fanatical the plant. They cycle a troll. I would imagine that they get a red-black land here. They do. We're just in the land waiting room. Lotus Petal would still be fine. I think they take this opportunity to cast Writhing Chrysalis. Yes. So Lotus Petal into Augury, into Black Land, into Contentious Plan would be pretty solid. Alright, I'm going to burn my land looking for a land. The Peat Bog. And we'll play it. This was sad. Plays a Twisted Landscape. And a Troll of Khazad-dûm holding open that Pyroblast. I don't know what it is. It just... that I feel like we got varianced out here in the last game. Maybe we do need just one more land in the deck. And one more depletion. We have double Prism. I will attempt to Prism. Show me your Pyroblast. Alright, GG. Sad run, but I do like the deck. I'm not sure what the changes should be. I feel like a lot of the times we die from just having horrid mulligans. So maybe we get rid of one anti-walls or whatever, bring Breath Weapon to the sideboard, and then just bring in 2 lands. Or just go pretty heavy on lands here, because the most important thing is not mulliganing into Oblivion. That could work. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.